Today, our verse is Jeremiah chapter 23, verse 1. Woe to the shepherds who destroy and scatter the sheep of my pasture, declares the Lord. The prophet Jeremiah was a priest in the temple. He lived in the kingdom of Judah about 587 BC. He witnessed the destruction of the kingdom by the Babylonians. He witnessed the deportation into exile of the king and the people in Judah and the destruction of the temple. Jeremiah preached and prophesied about the imminent invasion and destruction of the kingdom. In chapter 23, he prophesied against the bad shepherds of Israel. Who were the shepherds? Or let us begin by asking who a shepherd was in the Jewish mentality. Sheep are the most frequently mentioned animals in the Bible. Central to the economic life of the people, sheep were raised for meat, for milk, and wool. Sheep was a vulnerable animal that depended on the shepherd for protection, grazing, watering, shelter, and tending to injuries. They often wander away and can be described as unintelligent. The good shepherd attends to the needs of the sheep adequately by showing them care and compassion, leading them to graze and water, protect them from predators. To protect the sheep, the shepherd carries two pieces of equipment, the rod and the staff. Read Psalm 23 verse 4. The rod was a club-like weapon for protection, but the shepherds also used the rod to count the sheep. The staff was like a walking stick for support, also used to rescue or defend the animal. It could also act as a guide. It also aided the shepherd in counting the sheep. Shepherds did not just stay with the sheep as companions. They were providers, guides, and protectors. They were symbols of leadership and authority. Our verse says, "Woe to the shepherds who destroy and scatter the sheep of my pasture." It is a clear reference that the people who ought to care for God's people were not providing the desired leadership, care, and protection which the sheep ought to enjoy. Who were these shepherds? The shepherds included the priest, the bad priest, the false prophets, and the wicked kings. These were the people who had religious and political authority over the people. But how did the shepherds behave? They were corrupt, idolatrous, practiced injustice, and generally led the people astray. Today, what can we say about our shepherds, both religious and political? What do you think? Do you think they are performing the role of the shepherd as described in this verse? As you make your judgment, do not forget that you may be that shepherd in your own house or over a group. Lord, make me a good shepherd, not one who complains about others yet cannot perform my role correctly. Amen. God bless you, and I wish you a pleasant day.